Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 7th of September going through until Sunday the 13th of September 2020. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I've had a look at what the planets are doing this week, and I'm going to go through the week day by day to give you an idea of what relationships the planets form with one another up in the sky and how that influences all of us down here on planet Earth. So whether you're an Aquarius or an Aries or a Virgo, this horoscope is for all signs of the zodiac. It's for everyone who watches, and it's like it's kind of like taking the temperature. It's like an astrological weather report. So I look at the relationships the planets form, as above, so below, what energy that creates and how that's going to influence us here this week, and how we can use the energy to our advantage. So starting with the overall kind of view that I've got of the week is that the big theme is that there's a lot of strong inner conflict. So should I, shouldn't I, could I, couldn't I, maybe, however, what should I do, what ought I do, what is everyone expecting me to do? It's all of these things, me versus the universe and other people. So just be aware that there is that back and forth going on, and that's often uncomfortable, but at least you have a choice. At least you can decide which way you're going to go. So the week has a lot of potential because you're in control, and that's huge. You're not always in control. Sometimes circumstances just overwhelm you and you have to deal with them. This week, you're the master of your own universe and you can really create circumstances, so it's fabulous, okay? So, starting with Monday the 7th of September, we've got the moon in Taurus, so super earthy. Taurus is the bull, so control, physical things, money, success. It conjuncts Uranus in Taurus, so it sits right on top of the rebel planet in the earth sign of Taurus, so anything can happen. If you take control of the situation and you feel naturally disposed towards that kind of thing, you can create miracles here on Monday. The Taurus moon also trines the sun in Virgo, so it forms a harmonious relationship with the sun. So the two luminaries, the sun and the moon, are at peace, both in earth signs, so it's all about being practical and having both feet firmly planted on the ground, and you know what you're doing, you feel good in your skin, you feel in control, in charge. The moon also trines the lucky planet Jupiter and Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, both in the earth sign of Capricorn. So we've got Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn, all the three earth signs, in these prime positions here on Monday the 7th of September, and you're really as grounded as you'll ever be, okay? If you struggle with being up in the air somewhere and not being able to kind of touch down on earth at times, this is your day to really get grounded. So beyond that, it's an amazingly lucky day in the areas of finance, daily routine, physical health, and work. So I mean, those are huge areas of your life where things just open up. It's like a treasure chest. You can pick which one you want to devote yourself to, and then by taking control of the situation, you really have something to celebrate here at the end of Monday. It's an amazing day. It's also a great day to work with other people because you're assertive, you know your own strength, you're not arrogant or bossy, but you're assertive, you know what should be done in your own, you feel inclined towards a certain direction here on Monday, and you can take control. So there's not a lot of, there's no inability to decide here. You know your feelings, you know what you're interested in, and you know what you can take charge of. Do that for a positive result. So don't be afraid to make big decisions on Monday. You're making really good decisions based on facts and feelings and other people and everything that you could possibly consider making a decision, and you're leaving nothing out, and you're really looking at everything properly. You can trust your own judgment and you can make good decisions. So if something feels right, go for it. You've done your homework, try something new. It's really your time to explore and shine in that way. So keep expanding and don't think small, okay? Keep thinking bigger, the future. How can I create a miracle and some good luck for myself here on Monday? And the day is really going to surprise you in how much it gives back. On Tuesday, the 8th of September, we've got the moon now cruising into Gemini at 9:29 in the evening. The moon moving from Taurus to Gemini is a huge lift. So you're taking off again, you're not super grounded. Gemini is an air sign, and It's the Roman numeral 2, which looks like a doorway. So Gemini is all about speeding things up, thinking, ideas, and trying new things. The Gemini moon also sextiles Venus in Leo. So Venus, the planet of love and beauty and sex and passion, she's in the fire sign of Leo. So this is like Jessica Rabbit. I mean, this is like Aphrodite throwing a Valentine's Day party, or throwing a joint party with Eros, the god of sexual love. It's really passionate, it's fired up, it's like summer. It's when people go skinny dipping, you know? It's being footloose and fancy free and just letting it all hang out and just enjoying yourself. Yeah, Venus in Leo is a lot of fun, okay? She likes... I'm just getting an image of the goddess of love, and I love how she was depicted in that series Hercules in the 90s. It's hilarious. They made her like this valley girl, ditzy, like and she'd always just throw these parties and be in lingerie and stuff, and I just had this vision of someone being in kind of a sheer see-through gown, drinking like cherry martinis, that kind of thing. It's a really tongue-in-cheek, kind of fun, sexy vibe, okay, with Venus and Leo. So because of that, on Tuesday, things really lighten up and things are a lot more enjoyable. But things have lightened up to the extent that you may feel overwhelmed, and it may even seem somewhat chaotic because things are just going on and they're all over the place. So try not to get to dig in and to try and really hang on to things and to be in control by yourself on Tuesday. On Tuesday, it's much better to kind of throw in the towel at times and to go with the flow and see what comes of it. Keep things really simple and focus on those things that you can enjoy quietly if you are having trouble with too many options and just being overwhelmed by that. If you're susceptible to like peer pressure, if you're easily influenced, make sure that you have a backup with you. So some sort of a reminder who you are and what you stand for, or a friend or another person there to kind of be, to be your support, your backup. And asking for help is also not a bad thing on Tuesday. If you do get overwhelmed, if you're not finding all the activity fun, then saying, hey, do you know what, I'm not feeling this. Can we hang out, or can you help me with this? Or can we look at something together? Or anything that connects you with another person is going to take the pressure off. So that's the solution, I would say, to feelings of discomfort on Tuesday, the 8th of September. Make sure you connect to another human being or your higher self or the universe if you feel like there's too much going on. And once you have calmed down, try and keep things simple and then focus on one or two things that are positive and fun that you can pursue and change the energy around for yourself to really have a good time. Moving on to Wednesday, the 9th of September, we've got Mars in Aries, so the man in the butch sign of the man. Yeah, Mars is the soldier. He's the red planet of passion and rage and anger and drive and everything associated with the masculine in a kind of stereotypical way. You know, the man, the builder, the soldier, the rageaholic, all of those things. Aries is the ram. It's a battering ram. Like watch the Lord of the Rings or something on feudalism, and whenever they're going into a fortress, they've got this battering ram and they hit it against the wall, comes down, and they take over the castle and everything's done. So the battering ram is really, or the Aries, is really the ultimate symbol of aggression. This is my will, and I will let a giant log carry out my will by bashing down your door. It's the opposite of being considerate. So Mars in Aries is thrilled. Mars rules Aries. So it's really an energy in your chart that allows you to get things done. Like, hello, it's my time, my drive, let's go for it. It goes retrograde on the 9th of September. So when anything goes retrograde, it appears to be going backwards. And in terms of the retrogrades, we look at the personal planets. So we look at Mercury, Venus, Mars. And when they go retrograde, it makes a big impact. So Mars doesn't go retrograde very often. It's once every 2 years. It goes retrograde for 11 weeks now until the 13th of November. And for a lot of people, that's going to mean that it's time to reflect on the things that you've pushed and created by yourself, and where you've been independent, and where you've made decisions, and where you've taken on authority and the role of the battering ram in your life, and to look back on those things and to see what have I been doing and how can I do things better in future? How can I be more focused in my approach, or whatever it may be? So with that said, with that review in mind, that's good. Reviewing things will help you learn from what you've done so far and will help you implement things more effectively in future. But a lot of people are also going to feel that it's not a good time to start new things here this week in September because of this tendency to be reflective. So the motivation and the fire is just gone at the moment. It just feels like it's not there. And a lot of people react to Mars going retrograde like that. It's like the wind's gone out of their sails. So just be aware of that, especially if you're a fire type and you like that kind of competitive energy. You particularly are going to have to give yourself a push to find new areas of interest and to stoke those fires of motivation yourself. It's your job. Okay, the world isn't going to bring it to you right now. It's the end of summer. Fire is kind of dimming down in the northern hemisphere anyway. So the astrology being based on the northern hemisphere, fire is kind of getting smaller. So it's important that you put more fuel on it if you want it to burn really brightly, and you can because Venus is in Leo. So the man is kind of retreating, but the female energy is boom, coming through really strongly. So make sure you do that. What am I interested in? How can I keep moving? How can I start new projects? Because there's nothing wrong with starting new projects now, especially with Mars being in Aries. You'll have less competition. Mars being in Aries in retrograde, I should say, because a lot of people are going to be reviewing things. So there's not going to be as many startups. So you've got free reign. So you should be celebrating this, if anything. Personally, whenever Mars goes retrograde for me, I think I always find it a really positive time. I mean, up until now, it's been super positive. For me, it's like I don't feel that constant pressure and I'm able to just take a breath. It's like, oh, the weight is kind of off. And what I've noticed with other people as well, a lot, it can really be helpful in the areas of anxiety and insomnia. So when Mars goes retrograde, people aren't so driven to perform. You know, and people who grow up, for example, with a lot of kind of those oughts and shoulds, you should be up at 7, why are you lying in bed at 8? And you can win the Olympics, we just have to train 5 hours more a day. And you know, people who are, there are a lot of expectations on people growing up. And a lot of those people, when Mars goes retrograde, it's like that voice of this constant push, push, push kind of goes away for a little bit. So it can be a bit like a holiday. Yeah. So it's retrograde until the 13th of November, so we've got a lot of time. Oh yeah, and with people like me who actually enjoy this, when the Mars retrograde, because I am them usually more up and about and I enjoy myself more freely, usually I would start something new around this time, and there are lots of people like me who would also start new things. So it's a different vibe, but it's a great time to start new beginnings. I mean, school starts in September. I think it's, you know, spring and autumn, it's kind of these dawn and dusk kind of energies, and you can do whatever you want. Moving on to, where are we? We're on Thursday, the 10th of September now. Yep. Mercury in Libra, so the communication planet is in the air sign of Libra, nice and balanced and seeing things from both angles. An academic would be thrilled with Mercury in Libra. It is, but no, it's not. Okay, great. It opposes Chiron in Aries, so the wounded healer in the same sign that Mars is in. Aries, let's drive, let's move it, let's push things forward. So there's opposition between communication and the wounded healer. The moon is in Gemini, giving you this sense of adventure, and I want new things and I want to explore new things. It squares the Sun in Virgo and Neptune in Pisces. Sun in Virgo, your identity, very grounded, practical, focused on analyzing things, what that means. And Neptune, this floaty, vague uncertainness floating around at the same time. So the moon is kind of split between facts and feelings. And Mercury, I think and I compromise, therefore I am, versus I didn't get my way, therefore I'm not happy. There's also a kind of rift there, so again the inner conflict is playing up. We also have the Gemini moon sextiling Mars in retrograde in Aries. So the moon saying let's do new things, connect with this Mars which now appears to be going backwards, and say let's review the things that we've got. So are you coming or going on Thursday? You may feel that way. It's like, what just happened? Am I here or what on earth? So with all this frazzled kind of energy, you may be tempted to go into people-pleasing mode just to keep the peace and to kind of hang on to something. If you're feeling like, oh, everything is uncontrollable and overwhelming, I'll just say, yes, okay, that'll give me a way to ride this out. If you tend to do that, be aware of it. And also be careful not to get suckered into anything you don't want to be a part of on Thursday, the 10th of September. Oh, yeah, I'll be at the charity event. No, don't do that. The day shows up and you don't want to go. No. If someone tries to get you to do something you don't want to do, say no straight away and be super crystal clear with that person. It's also not a good day to gossip about friends or family. What you say is definitely going to go back to them. There's going to be a lot of chattering and a lot of fearful kind of whispering out of the side of your mouth and that kind of goings on Thursday the 10th. It's almost like the energy is crackling and it's kind of making you sit on the edge of your seat, just making you wait to take something out of context or to start an argument. It's that kind of, I want to argue for the sake of arguing. It's just, I'm fed up, so I want to spread the misery. So it's a good day to retreat, to travel, and to practice self-care, and to surround yourself with people who you can actually get on with and who you're aligned with. So, yeah, just be aware that you don't people please and you go against your own beliefs and values by saying, oh, yeah, and then the time actually shows up and you're put out and you're not prepared. That wouldn't be good. So see what you can enjoy for yourself and the like-minded people who you can include in that. Friday the 11th of September, we've got the moon going into Cancer at 8:24 in the morning. Okay, so the moon in Cancer is immediately about I am the boss of the family and I take care of everybody. I am mom, I am dad. The Cancer moon then squares Chiron in Aries. So this fear that if I do things independently, I'm going to get hurt. And Mercury in Libra, I need to see all sides of the argument. And it sextiles Uranus and Taurus because anything wonderful could happen. The Sun in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces, so reason versus feeling, or facts versus feelings, or intuition, or research versus an impulsive understanding. It's really opposites. So with the moon in Cancer, you're super sensitive and even psychic, I would say. So listen to your gut on Friday. That's always going to be the key. So not other people or the textbook, it's your gut. If that says don't do this, listen to it. And that's easy to dismiss. You know, if you're in the middle of going to a party and everyone's saying, oh yeah, come along, we'll just go over there and it'll be super fun. And you're getting this feeling like, if I get into this car to go to the party, it's going to be a disaster. But then you ignore it, you get to the party and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't listen to my intuition because I'm having fun with all these people. Very few people are going to say, do you know what my gut is saying? Don't get into that car. I'm going to stay home in the hotel and get an early night. If you do get that message, be strict with yourself and do listen to your gut because it's in charge today. It's going to give you the answers you need and it's going to take care of you. Like the mother-father energy that's floating around, listening to your gut means that you're going to be taken care of. So talk things over with friends just to get different perspectives if you're unclear, especially when making difficult decisions, and then ultimately go with the option that feels right in your gut. It's likely that on Friday, a friend may surprise you by having exactly what it is you need. So it may be a job opportunity or an invite to an event or a piece of old video footage. The solution to your problem lies within or in your closest circle of friends. So make sure to use that as a resource. On Saturday, the 12th of September, Jupiter in Capricorn goes direct. So the lucky planet in the sign of the worker moves forward, and it's not about reviewing things. How can I work and how can I implement things so that I have good opportunities in my life. It's now implementing those things, being practical and getting things moving forward. So you see, even though Mars is in retrograde, Jupiter in Capricorn is saying, hey, if you work and if you assert yourself and your will, good luck and good fortune is going to come your way. So really get things moving, please. Roll up your sleeves and do something. So the energy comes from somewhere else. So you see, ambition and drive doesn't always need to come from, I am the boss, I'm a competitive sprinter, I need to beat everyone else. It can also come from a sense of duty. It can come from a sense of motivation and fun. Hey, I want to play and do this. It can come from a sense of pride. So not all movement forward is fiery and driven and competitive and angry. You can come from different places as well. And on Saturday, it's a nice day to practice that. Realizing that you have different resources spiritually that you can draw on. It's like your body runs on carbs and sugars and fats and proteins and all of that stuff. If you go on a diet, you can retrain your body to live off carbs or off proteins. It's the same thing. You can go off Mars energy and refuel on Venus energy or Jupiter and Capricorn energy. With this Jupiter and Capricorn energy, I'm just feeling that as long as you are okay in your gut and it says, do this, please, it's motivating and it's something you ought to do, it's important, then please follow that. It's going to serve you very well on Saturday. The Cancer moon trines Neptune and Pisces, so we got a lot of water, and it opposes the lucky planet Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn. So it's opposite to the planet of change and good luck. So I feel versus this is what could be. The Cancer moon also sextiles the sun in Virgo. So again, the two luminaries, the sun and the moon, are friends. They're in a good place, so that's always nice. So you feel like you can make sense of things and your feelings are right. So you're naturally kind of inclined to believe yourself, which is great. So Saturday is just as lucky as Monday was, but really, really a positive, amazing day, especially when it comes to traveling somewhere new or spending time with your family. Your intuition is at an all-time high on Saturday the 12th, and you may have a dream about your own life in 5 or 10 years from Saturday the 12th of September. So you might have this the night of Friday to Saturday or Saturday to Sunday, but if you do have any kind of prophetic dream, anything about your future in particular or anyone else's, don't dismiss it right away, but pay attention to it instead. It's really likely that it's something meaningful and it could offer you something miraculous and something that you can actually achieve and that you would have never dreamt of. So the great things are family, exploration, and doing that in a physical, practical sense by going to the beach or to New York for daybreak, or traveling spiritually, either through meditation or dreaming or chanting or prayer or whatever it is you do. You'll have a vision and insight into what could be in future. So the clouds kind of part and it's like, oh, this is what you could be doing, or this is who you could be. That's amazing. Anyone who's not feeling it right now, you're just, your hope levels are kind of at rock bottom and you're just like, any more misery coming this way? Saturday is a day where you can really find something new to get excited about. So pay attention on Saturday. Finally, Sunday the 13th of September, we've got the moon going into Leo at 3:33 in the afternoon. So the moon in Leo now in the most fiery of the fire signs, really interested in having fun and being in the spotlight and being naturally strong and assertive and funny and enjoying life and purifying negative things by kind of killing them with kindness. The moon then also conjuncts Venus in Leo. So we've got the way you feel, super hot and passionate and fiery. And then Venus, the love planet, Jessica, well, I don't like that example. Who else could be Venus in Leo? I'm just trying to think of examples of sexuality, feminine sexuality, that's purely about the enjoyment of sexuality, not what men think is sexy, like Barbarella or Pamela Anderson, or like a almost cartoon figure of what is sexy, but an actual example of a woman who has a healthy, enjoyable, fun sexuality and isn't shamed for it, and the idea of being shamed for it doesn't even enter it. It's like, I enjoy my life, and my sexual enjoyment and amusement just happens to be part of that life. So it's really this wonderful energy, and I can't think of anyone right now. Yeah. Our society isn't big on women like that, but that's not an excuse for me having a bit of a blank. Anyway, in the comments, give me an example of a woman who embodies that kind. Okay, so we've got the Leo moon sitting with Venus in Leo, and it also trines Chiron in Aries. So Aries, another fire sign, like Leo, more fire, so more heat, more passion. Venus in Leo also trines Chiron in Aries, so they form a relationship of their own. So Venus in Leo and Chiron in Aries, it's by taking loving action that I heal, that I feel better, that I'm able to enjoy life. So Sunday is a really, really noticeable shift into this kind of empowered feminine energy that's not competitive, and that's just, it comes from a place of confidence and joy. So like Pallas Athena in astrology, the warrior goddess. So it emerges because Mars is in retrograde, and it's this non-masculine, power-driven energy that allows you to co-create in a way that isn't domineering or demanding. That's not the equilibrium. There is an equilibrium. It's not equivalent. It's an not an equidistant, a relationship that's even, that's equal, that's between two souls who are even, not one trying to make the other smaller. It's about two people seeing each other as they really are in the here and now, not what they could be and what they are together and who's going to take this. And it's just acceptance and passion towards what is in the here and now. So that energy allows you to work well with other people, with the universe, with yourself, and to find this natural sense of being connected, which gives you peace and contentment. So with that energy, I can relax. It's a good day to talk things out, to work as a team, or to do some sort of group trust building exercise. It's also a great day for new love, because you really bring this accepting, positive energy to the table. And if you do meet someone new today, you can really be very, very encouraged by that, and rest assured that this is a positive relationship that's come into your life, because any new relationship or new loving relationship that starts on Sunday the 13th of September is really one you can trust as being long-term and permanent, because it has such a healthy beginning. It's got such a positive, stable foundation on which to build the house of the relationship. So really good. So you can see that different days kind of pull you here and there. So the important thing is to kind of maintain this presence of self, presence of mind. And in my experience, again, the best way to do that is to meditate and to connect with something bigger. It's like anchoring yourself to something that never changes, and that's loving all the time, and that showers you with these waves of love and never moves. You can kind of go away and come back in, but the love and that energy never kind of shifts. So today you have the opportunity to really just swing towards it and to get closer to that energy of love, and it flows through you and into the world, and you're manifesting reality by doing that. So it's amazing. It's like we're working our way towards that at the end of the week. So any decisions that come up during the week, ask yourself, is this loving, and does it allow for love, and is it something positive? So the conversation we're having, dragging Sandra through the mud for cheating on her husband, is that really a loving thing to do, to sit here and gossip about her, which will get back to her? And that's a rhetorical question. The answer is no. So do things which have positive consequences. And if you already know that the goal here on Sunday the 13th is to move to this, or to the shift is coming up, that you genuinely love without any condition, and the way love ought to be, that you prep the week by kind of getting there before. And that's a way to cut through a lot of this discomfort, to make the most of it. So I hope you have a lovely week. If you'd like a personal reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, just click on book your reading to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, numerology, and my intuition. To draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me. That's a process where I work out your time of birth. Once I have that, place of birth, date of birth, time of birth, I draw up your birth chart, and that's a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, and that tells me everything about you. So if you have any questions about life purpose or vocational aptitudes, why am I here, family, love, your strengths, weaknesses, money, travel, moving, work, anything at all, get in touch with me for a personal reading, gregoryscott.com. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share the video online. Have an amazing week, and I'll speak to you next week.